I never intended to become the villain of a homeowners association nor the unexpected owner of 96 brand new houses, but life has a strange way of handing people their own poetic justice. My name is Daniel Holt, and for most of my life, I lived on a quiet 40-acre piece of land just outside Cedar Ridge, a small but rapidly growing town where developers have bigger dreams than common sense. My family had owned that land for 3 generations, oak trees, a pond, a rickety old barn, and more deer than people. That's how I liked it. But about 5 years ago, Cedar Ridge caught the eye of a big development company. They built malls, business parks, and brand new neighborhoods. Suddenly, roads started cutting closer and closer to my property line. Surveyors started showing up like ants. One day, a real estate agent walked up my gravel driveway as if she was approaching a kingdom she planned to conquer. "Mr. Holt," she said brightly, "we'd love to make you an offer on your land for a new residential development." I smiled politely. "Not for sale." She kept smiling that artificial smile. "Sure. But how about I tell you the number first?" I shook my head. "Doesn't matter. This land isn't going anywhere." She left, and I thought that was the end of it. Dotto. How naive I was. About a year later, I started noticing construction equipment near the edge of my property. I figured the developers had finally purchased a lot north of mine which was for sale, so I didn't think much of it. But each week, the equipment seemed to creep closer. Then one morning, I walked out and heard the unmistakable thudding of a pile driver on my land. I marched down the hill and sure enough, a crew was setting foundation stakes. "Hey," I shouted. "You're on my property." A foreman walked over casually. "No, sir. This is part of the Cedar Ridge Meadows development." "Check the map." He showed me a site plan. They had built their entire neighborhood, roads, utilities, the whole layout under the assumption that 25 acres of my land were part of their purchase. But the thing was, it wasn't. The real estate company had bought land next to mine, yes. But they had also wrongfully included my acreage due to a survey error that nobody bothered to double-check. I called the company. They insisted the land was theirs. They emailed me a PDF of a plat map with my property lines, except someone had sloppily redrawn them. At first, I was furious. But then I spoke to my lawyer, an old friend named Mark. After reviewing my deed and the county records, he said, "Daniel, legally, your claim is ironclad. That land is yours. They built on your property. We can stop this immediately." And that's when he said the line that changed everything. "Or, you can let them keep building." It felt insane at first. Let a developer and soon a homeowners association build an entire neighborhood illegally on my land. Why? Mark explained. "If you stop them now, they'll claim it was an honest mistake. You'll get a small settlement, maybe the land back, maybe not. But if you let them finish, if you let them sell houses on land they don't own, if you let them form an HOA and collect dues," he grinned, "then you'll have them by the throat." And so, with a level of pettiness I didn't know I possessed, I did nothing. I watched them pour foundations, pave roads, and build pristine 2-story homes in neat rows. Trucks rolled in and out day and night. The HOA formed, rules were set, families moved in. They even named the neighborhood the Oaks at Cedar Ridge. Cute, considering the actual oaks, my actual oak forest, were smack in the center of their walking trail. For almost 2 years, I said nothing. I minded my own business, planted vegetables, fixed my old pickup, waved politely to new residents who had no idea they were basically living on borrowed dirt. And then came Judgment Day. Ironically, they came after me first. I received a formal letter in the mail stamped with the newly formed HOAS emblem. "Dear Mr. Holt," it said, "you are in violation of community standards due to the appearance of your property. Your barn, fencing, and general grounds upkeep do not meet neighborhood guidelines." They told me to repaint my barn, trim my trees, and remove old equipment from my own land. That's when I knew the time had come. I forwarded the letter to Mark. He replied, "It's time." The courtroom was packed the day of the hearing. Whole board members sat together in matching shirts. The developers' lawyers looked like they were one missed latte away from panicking. The judge began calmly, "We are here today regarding a property dispute involving the Oaks at Cedar Ridge development." The developer's attorney confidently presented their case first. "Your Honor, Mr. Holt is refusing to follow HOA rules, despite living within the boundaries of the Oaks community." The judge nodded. "Mr. Holt, do you have evidence you are not part of this HOA?" Mark stood. "We do, Your Honor." He approached the bench and placed a large, original deed, certified and stamped, directly in front of the judge. "This," Mark said, "is the deed to the land in question." Holt's family has owned it since 1952. The survey error made by the developers incorrectly absorbed his acreage. The developer did not purchase this land. The HOA has no authority over it. In fact, he turned to the courtroom. All 96 homes built on that 25-acre section, they're on Mr. Holt's property. Every single one, gasps echoed. One HOA member dropped her clipboard. The developer's attorney stuttered, that's impossible. We bought that land. Mark handed him the county property records. No, you bought the lot next to it. The county map never changed. You never filed the correction. You fought Mr. Holt's inquiries. And then you built on land that wasn't yours. Then the judge delivered the blow. Every home built on Mr. Holt's land currently has no legal right to exist on it. This is a serious liability. The HOA president stood up in panic. So what happens to us? The judge replied, that is up to Mr. Holt. Every head in the room swiveled toward me. I just smiled politely. I could have taken everything. Every house. Every yard. I could have forced 96 families to move, but I'm not heartless. Instead, my lawyer proposed a solution. The HOA and the developer would buy the land from me at 3 times its appraised value, plus they paid all my legal fees. They formally apologized. And the developer paid an additional penalty to the county. The number they paid me was so high I still haven't fully processed it. The HOA was furious. The developer was humiliated. But they had no choice. And me? I bought myself a smaller piece of land farther out, built a new barn, and kept my quiet life. Every now and then, I drive past the oaks at Cedar Ridge. It's a pretty place. I'll admit, but I can't help laughing every time I see it, because those neatly landscaped houses, they weren't built on a dream. They were built on my land.